Is running the best way to lose weight? Well, I got that answer for you and 3 potential alternatives to running coming up. What is up, For Faith family? Thank you again for tuning in. If you are new around here, I talk about weight loss and fat loss, and that is it. My only goal is to help you reach yours and to end that cycle that people get stuck in when trying to lose weight. So consider subscribing. So is running the best way to lose weight? The short and sweet answer to that is no. It is not the best way to lose weight. It's still a good way, but it's not the best way, and that's because our bodies are too adapted to it. We're too efficient and we don't burn enough calories, which for survival, that's awesome, but for weight loss, your goal isn't to be efficient. Your goal is to burn as many calories as possible. Another problem with it is that it only burns calories during the actual activity. So I'm talking when you're jogging like 5 miles an hour and you're doing that for 3 miles or you're doing that for 30 minutes. You're only burning calories during the actual activity. So the calories aren't even as high as it could be with other things. And then the second you're done, your body goes back to burning the regular amount of calories it did before. It doesn't have that metabolic effect that ramps up your metabolism long after you're done jogging. And so the problem with jogging is that 1, it just doesn't burn a lot of calories, but 2, it doesn't burn calories after the activity at all. The last problem with running, and I'm not trying to beat up on running here, but the last problem with it is that I've just heard a lot of overuse injuries occur with that. My clients who like to run, typically as they're running, things start happening to their knees or their ankles or something in their hips. And that's just because of the repetitive motion of running. 1 foot, next foot, next foot, next foot, next foot. And that is just so repetitive, and you take 1,000 steps during a single bout of running that eventually the shock is going to start hurting things, especially if you haven't built up to it, because a lot of people start running as a way of weight loss, which means that they weren't running before, because if they were, they probably wouldn't have that much weight to lose. And so, if you go from 0 to 60 and all of a sudden you're running, 6 times a week, 5 times a week, even if it's 2 or 3 times a week, that can just be a lot for the body to adapt to. So if you're set on running, at least build yourself up to it to try to avoid those overuse injuries. So now time to get to the heart of the video. What are the 3 better alternatives and what are the 3 best ways to lose fat and to lose weight? Well, the first way, and if you've watched my other videos, then you probably know I'm going to say this, is weightlifting. If you are weightlifting and if you are moving weight, you are breaking down muscle, and that therefore will lead to this metabolic effect that will last many days, 2-3 days after sometimes your lifting session. It will continue to burn calories, and those calories really add up. So when you lift, just take a bicep curl for instance. My bicep is now going to be damaged, and the muscle fibers need to heal. Whenever they heal and they come back stronger and better, and that's kind of the essence of weight loss, that is burning calories while it's healing. The best time, or the time that your body heals the most, is during rest and especially during your sleep. So you will be burning calories during your sleep. If you can imagine 8 hours every night of this metabolic effect, burning calories, that's where the calories really add up. And that's why weightlifting is so powerful for losing weight. Everyone associates it with weight gain, with trying to build muscle, but it's really, really effective at weight loss as well. The second activity, and it's not a specific one, this is just high intensity cardio. Things like battle ropes, stair stepper intervals, or plyometrics like burpees, jumping jacks, mountain climbers, things of that nature is going to, again, give you that metabolic effect and really ramp up your metabolism. It's kind of like weightlifting. It's not going to give you as a good of effect as weightlifting, but if you did hill sprints or intervals on the treadmill or something, those will ramp up your metabolism and help you burn calories far later because it involves more muscle breakdown. The thing you have to remember with high intensity training is that you do have to build up to it. And I have a mini tip on this a little bit later, but you do have to build up to it. You can't just hop into a high intensity training and do that 6 days a week. Another thing is that you can't do, let's say you're even built up to it, even the best in the world can't do high intensity intervals or high intensity cardio 6 days a week. Our bodies just can't handle that. So a great combo is doing weightlifting and then doing high intensity cardio the other 2 days a week or whatever it is. And so there's a million ways that could go down between weightlifting and your cardio, but just switching them on and off tends to be the best in order to protect your body and to help you build up to it. So the third activity, and this one is specific, is hiking. It is a great activity for weight loss and fat burning and to increase your metabolism to really start be in the burning process of losing weight and losing fat. But the reason hiking is so useful is because our bodies have yet to really adapt to that kind of stimulus. So running, as hard as it might feel, we're very efficient. We don't burn a lot of calories. Our arms are tucked and we're very efficient as humans. We're good at running. But whenever you're hiking, you're taking those long strides, and it's really more of a muscle workout combined with cardio. It's kind of the best of both worlds with high intensity cardio and weightlifting, especially if you're having to do something where you're using your arms. It's a pretty extreme hike though. But those types of hikes are entertaining and can be kept up with longer, which is one thing that makes them awesome. And again, our bodies aren't really adapted to it. And so you're burning a ton of calories. I think I read somewhere that an hour of hiking can burn up to like 600 calories, whereas an hour of jogging, you're looking at 200, maybe 300. And I'm not talking like a fast sprint, I'm talking a jog, but an hour of jogging, you're looking at half that maybe. And as I mentioned previously, you also get a metabolic effect with some high intensity hiking as well. And it doesn't even have to really be high intensity. As long as it's not like a flat path, you'll still get that increase in calorie burn shortly after your hike and for a little bit while after your hike. And that is where you're going to be burning more calories because your body's going to be healing. You're going to have that metabolic effect. You're going to be burning more calories, where with running, again, it just stops as soon as you're done. All right, so really quick overview and some stuff that you need to know about this. One, whenever you are weightlifting, high intensity training, anything like that, yes, it is the best way to lose weight, but you have to build up to it. It takes time, you have to ease into it, and you can't just go 0 to 60. A lot of times whenever you start and you're pumped up and you get into it and your shoulder starts hurting, and look where that's gotten you. You eventually quit, right? And then you didn't keep up with it, and now you are watching this video because you're trying to learn how to lose weight. And so don't go hard right off the bat. Ease into it, and that'll help keep you safe. Side note, running is still a great option. I didn't say it was a bad option. It's just not the best, and there are better ways to do it. So I don't want anyone to think that they've been wasting their time. It still works. It's just not the best. It could be better. And this right here is the mini tip I talked about a couple minutes ago. But instead of building up, like doing low intensity and getting good at that, and then moderate intensity and then building up to high intensity, you could skip all the way to high intensity training and get some of this effect that I'm talking about. But you need to build up in terms of time or distance. So let's say that you are doing hiking or something, hiking or like intervals on the stair stepper. We'll use both of those cases. Both of those pretty much cover anything else you can do high intensity. Let's say that you're starting off with those. What you could do is do the interval stair steppers, which is a whole different video on how exactly to do that. Look it up if you need to, but do the intervals or hiking or whatever it is for half a mile or for 5 minutes or for 10 minutes or whatever it is, whatever feels like it's kind of easy but not super easy for you. And then once you get used to those 5 minutes, then you build up to 10 minutes. So instead of having to wait to grab the fruit off the tree, the fruit of high calorie burning, the awesome effect of what I'm talking about here, instead of having to wait to that and build up to it, you can skip right to it. You just have to be careful about how long you do it, and you don't want to be too intense. So with a hike, you probably want to pick a moderate difficulty hike, and then you want to do that for like half a mile or a mile. You don't want to go on a 10-mile hike and be doing that for 5 hours or something whenever you've never really done it before. So build up to it, but consider building up to it in time instead of intensity. A lot of people just hold off on that intensity, which is smart, don't get me wrong, but maybe try building up with time and skip right to the intense stuff. Well, that is all for today's video, guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you like what you saw, please give me a thumbs up and share the video. Consider subscribing to the channel for more great content, and leave your comments in the comment section down below. What has worked for you to burn off body fat? It might be running, and that's okay. We can figure out what is best for people whenever we get a collection of ideas, so the comment section can be really, really useful for that. If you have not heard about the free training that I give away every week, you can look in the description below for details on that, or go to forfaithfitness.com to start your free 2-week trial of online training, where you get to work directly with me and experience the power of having a personal trainer in your pocket. 24/7 motivation, daily accountability, and making sure that we can adjust your workouts when needed, exercise videos of each exercise, ways of keeping track of your weights and your weigh-ins, and nutrition is on there as well. So it's just really cool having that complete package with you every day a week instead of just 2 to 3 times a week like in-person training. And not to mention, it is extremely affordable compared to in-person training. So thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless.